Welcome back, survivors. Disturb Z here. And we are back in Subsistence. Alright, guys. It is morning. I was out all night gathering up wood. I know you can't really see a whole lot of wood in my inventory right now. But that's because I got it stored away in the chest over here. And we are at 100, which means we are close to getting our fridge on the go. Let's go ahead and drop that off in here. And then, awesome. Okay, guys, so like I had said in the last video, I had been thinking about animals for the game. And I had recently went and posted on the forums my top 10 choices for animals in Subsistence. And we're going to talk about that today while we go around and gather things and play and all that good stuff. Making up some arrows right now. First thing, I think number one animal needed to be added to the game is a deer. What wildlife scenario is complete without having a deer? Now, I do think that the deer should be skittish so that as soon as I hit it with an arrow, it's going to run. I'm going to have to give chase to it. You know, it could take, it could be just as strong as the wolves. It could take 3 or 4 arrows to drop it. But I think that you should have that, and that there should be a chance to have a sinew drop in there. That way you don't have to always go after the kitties. Don't get me wrong, I love the kitties in the game, but I do think that with early game that your sinew requirements are going to be a little bit tough with having to go after the kitties. I think having some skittish deer, I think that would be a good add for the game. Oh, we missed. Get away from me, Wolfie. But yeah, most definitely, number one, we need deer. My arrow. That is what I'd like to see as a deer. So, number two, I think we need a badger / wolverine. Reason for that is that, of course, look at the setting of the game. This is like screaming badger wolverine territory. And I think having a smaller predator style animal would do the game some good. Smaller hitbox, which means it would be tougher to kill. And it would just be fun to have. Literally, you could have a badger hiding like right behind this bush right here. And you would never know it until you rolled up on it and, yep, badger come rolling out, chasing you, clawing you up. Yeah. That would be hilarious, and it would add, a little bit more immersion to the game. You got to be careful about, where you're walking. You can't just run past a bush without there being, a chance of a consequence. Not only that, but, it would help diversify the game. It's, badger... it's there. I think it's a strong choice. Okay. Next on the list, we have ducks. And so much can be done with the ducks. I'm thinking, one, visually. We have the lakes now, so visually you'd have ducks on the lakes, which would add to the immersion of the game. Ducks would provide another source of feathers, kill them, all that. You know, you can make it to where the ducks are skittish like the chickens, but they'd be on top of the water, so I'd have to get up here and then shoot at the ducks swimming across. You know, adds a little bit of a challenge. I could lose my arrow. I could miss. I could have to dive in the water after my arrow. You know, add a little bit of stuff there. And at the same time, now this is kind of an add-on feature, but we could do duck nests that spawn randomly around the bodies of water. Um, I would spawn them inside the little cattails right here just to kind of make it a little bit harder to find. Spawn them inside the cattails. Make it to where they're difficult to see, but like I said, chance of eggs, chance of feathers that you can gain just by finding the things. That would be awesome. I think that would give a little bit more immersion, and it'd give things to the game. I mean, yeah, it's a easy to get resource, but you don't put a whole lot in it. I mean, you do just a little bit here, a little bit there, and I think it would work all right. Let's see, what do I need for a fridge? 10 boards. I am literally one away from the 200 mass. Okay. What did I need again? Fridge. Boards, electronics, scrap. Boards, electronics, scrap. Okay, and then we'll throw one log into here to get our 200. There we go. Now we got it. Fridge. One fridge coming up. Okay, so back to the list. We just talked about the ducks. The next thing I'd like to see would be a turtle. And once again, you could do several different things with the turtle, but visually it adds to the lake. It, gives, whoa, yeah, that was bright. I think we're going to put it over here. It does add to the lake visually. So that would be one cool feature of it, to be able to see. Do I have this? No, I have it turned off. Okay, that's good. You can visually see the turtles. Make it to where you can chase the turtles, where you can swim after them. Make it to where you can actually catch the turtle. But, I mean, you hop in the water to go after the turtle, and it swims around. It swims up, down. To make it difficult, can you catch up to the turtle before you run out of air? Adds a little bit of a challenge to the game. Yes, it is a food source. Yes, you can catch it, but there's a risk of drowning involved. So I think that a risk of drowning would, add a bit to the game. It would give you reasons to go in the water, and Cold Games has said that he wanted there to be reasons for people to dive into the water, especially in the deeper parts, and have some sort of reward for it. And that would be a type of reward. Not only that, but that could add a new resource to the game as far as turtle shell. I don't know how many different things I could think of turtle shells being used for. We could, instead of having the riot gear or the riot armor, whatever it's called, you could have, more of a animal style riot gear that, has chest plating made out of turtle shells. Instead of using all that metal, you'd have turtle shells for it. Or, we could put a mid-ranged armor in the game instead of just going straight to the riot gear and, have turtle armor. Elbow pads, knee pads type thing. You could make armored leggings and armored jackets, that kind of stuff. So, turtles, yes. I want to see some turtles. Alright, what else do we got on our list here? Next, a moose. Why a moose? Well, several reasons for a moose. One, It's a moose. You could have a large aggro range. You know, you could have a moose that's like, oh, I don't know, let's see a distance here. Say behind that tree down there, those two trees in the middle of the screen. There could be a moose down there, and from up here, we would aggro that moose just by walking by and you not even realize it until, you know, you turn around and you have a big moose charging you down. You know, that'd be awesome. You know, the other animals have decent sized aggro ranges, but, you know, a moose, eh, you could have a big aggro range on a moose. It'd be completely believable. I mean, mooses, yeah, I think plural is mooses. Uh, they're not something to be trifled with. They will stomp you in a heartbeat if you get anywhere near them. So yeah, that would be cool. Not only that, but once again, you could go into craftables, antlers, wall mount. Imagine having your cabin coming in, have your wood burning stove, and right above it, big old moose head hanging on the wall. You know, that would be awesome to have. So, source of meat, predator. Well, I say predator loosely because it's not going to eat you, but it will kill you. So, you know, a predator, a resource for crafting, a specialized craft. Yeah, I think a moose would be a good fit to this game. It would give a little bit more immersion. You wouldn't need a lot of mooses. You could do the moose like they did the cougars. Put 2 or 3 on a map and call it good. You know, you don't need 15, 20 moose. You know, 2 or 3, more than enough. Adds to the game. Gives you another resource to hunt, collect, all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, moose. Alright, next. Snakes. Lots of different things could be done with snakes. Of course, one is a hazard. You sit there and walk and step on a snake, you get bit. Okay? Penalty. Stamina, health, something. You know, snake bite. You got to have a cure anti-venom type of medicine for it. So there would be another craftable resource from it. Snake skins. You could use the snake skins in, like I said, the primitive mid-ranged armor. You know, tying back in with the turtle, snake skin and turtle shell could make some sort of armor. So yeah, snakes. You could go so many different directions, and it adds into immersion. And you know, it's in an environment like this, you're gonna find a snake. You know, it makes running by a rock cliff wall risky. Get away from me, Wolfie. You know, chasing down chickens and having the chickens run past rock faces or through bushes, you know, now adds a new level of danger. Which, yeah, some will argue, and I missed it, and I got a wolf on me. Come on now, chicken. Can't be doing me like that. I'm supposed to come home and get my pot. My chicken. Anyway, but yeah, snakes would be a good addition to the game. Alright, next animal. What do we got next on my list? Boars. Once again, nothing fancy about it. You could, you know, it's another animal that would aggro you, that can mess you up, kill you type thing. It would be a replacement for so many wolves in the game. Because, I mean, there's already a ton of wolves. And, you know, to have a couple boars running around in place of the wolves, they could have the exact same hit points and everything like that. It would just be a new model to add in a different immersion into the game. That way you don't always come around the corner and find a wolf, and then go around the next corner and find a wolf, and go around the next corner and find a wolf. You know, just a different, it basically at this point be a different skin. But you could also use it, you know, like I said, I'm real big on the trophy mounts. We need trophy mounts, most definitely. And having a boarhead trophy mount would be awesome. You know, I would like to see a wall full of trophy mounts. You know, moose, boar, wolf, bear, the kitties. You know, trophy mounts everywhere. That's what I want to see. I want to have reason to build a bigger base. I mean, I already build big bases as it is, just to build them, but to fill them up with different things would be awesome. And like I said, boar would just be basically a reskin of a wolf and a new trophy mount. Nothing big, should be real fairly easy, simple, that type of thing. But it adds, you know, a new level of immersion into the game. Next, we have raccoons. Now, raccoons, that could get interesting. Once again, food source. Craftable item. Raccoon skin hat. I'd really like to see a transition away from everything giving cloth to more animal specific skins. Uh, that way you can have different things. Like I said, raccoon skin hat. That goes just along with like the beaver skin hat. You know, it could be lightweight headgear. And, you know, the beaver could be midweight. Raccoon could be lightweight. Kill a raccoon. Skin it up. Make you a hat. Ta-da. Adds to the game. Not only that, but depending on how detailed you want to go, you could have, like, say, early game, you build a box and you set it down on the ground or you put it on a foundation and all that. Raccoon wanders by and the raccoon has the ability to pilfer your box. It gets in there and steals a fish out of your box or a handful of feathers or, you know, something that you've stored away that could add to the game, you know, little thieving raccoons. I don't know how hard that would be, but I mean, like to code, but you know, that would be so awesome. You know, now you have to secure your items. You have to, I wouldn't necessarily say lock it up, but you know, you couldn't just have a bunch of boxes laid out on a flat foundation and not have a penalty for it. You know, you'd have to build a cabin, put your stuff away, and even I'm guilty of putting boxes outside, uh, like on my porches and stuff. I put boxes out there for storage for my seeds and everything else. You know, that would come under the um, the threat of being stolen from. I mean, you know, if I do that, I have a chance of being robbed by a raccoon. You know, it would be annoying, but it would be hilarious at the same time. Just, you know, getting robbed by a raccoon. I mean, who would think of something like that? Well, me, because yeah, raccoons do that stuff. They get into your things, they steal your stuff, they make life miserable sometimes, and yeah, I mean, that would add a new aspect to the game versus, you know, your normal running around doing the same thing all the time. Adds a little bit to it. Oh, I'm out of stamina. That's why I can't run. I was like, why is my dude not running? Let's go ahead and eat a couple berries, drink our water. Uh, maybe eat a couple kelp. There we go. Now our levels are a little bit higher. Now I can go back to chasing chickens properly. Where did that chicken go? I don't know, but there's a box. Alright, and number 10. Last, but not necessarily least important, Sasquatch. Yep, I went there. I said it, Sasquatch. We need one single Sasquatch in the game. Not two, not three, one Sasquatch in the game. Ultimate Predator style Sasquatch. He randomly spawns in the map, and his roaming range is the entire map. And make it to where he doesn't like buildings. He smashes buildings that he finds. Sasquatch does not want you in his forest. You know, middle of the night, Sasquatch roars. You know he's out on the prowl. He comes across Hunter base. He starts a fight with the hunters, starts smashing their building. Comes across your base, starts smashing your building, starts fighting with you. You know, ultimate predator, nothing is stronger than the Squatch. Squatch is a building destroyer. And I know that would be real hard to deal with, you know, coming in and getting your base wrecked by a Squatch and all that, but you know, it adds to the game. It most certainly adds to the game. You know, you could even go as far as maybe adding in a new area into the map itself that houses a Sasquatch cave, or maybe some of the smaller overhangs could be, you know, a Sasquatch could take up residence in that little overhang cavey thing and, you know, aggro out of there. Oh, there's a wolf behind me. Gotta go. You dumb wolf, I was getting that bag. Why you gotta be like that? You didn't want anything in there. There was ammo and stuff in that bag. Not a bag for you. But yeah, Sasquatch. You could go so many directions with the Sasquatch. You know, I could see being in my base at night, walking around, walk past a window, and see a big old hairy Sasquatch standing in the window, watching me as I turn and look at it. Have the programming set to where when, you know, my view radius and the Sasquatch view radiuses meet up, it roars and starts punching the building. You know, that would be hilarious. Once again, that might be a lot of work to do in coding, but oh, that would put the game on the next level right there. I mean, how many games out there would have a Sasquatch that would stalk you, creep up on your base, get up next to your windows, and then as soon as you looked at it, roar? And I know what you're thinking. Well, I just won't put windows in my base then. Okay, that's fine. It'll stand outside your door until you walk out it. You know, have it to where the Sasquatches are attracted to buildings, so they roam the map freely. They come across a building, and as soon as, you know, they have like a super large aggro range on buildings. They detect a building, a structure, they go straight to it. They don't get mad at it. They just go straight to it, look for entry point / window, and then they wait. Player comes along, and boom, like I said, the two visuals meet, it aggroes, and voila. You got a new predator that roams the map, that messes with you, that adds... I mean, well, I want to say it adds immersion. I mean, I guess it really depends on whether or not you think Sasquatch is real. I mean, for those who subscribe to that theory, that Sasquatch is real, it adds immersion. For those of you that don't, well, that might take away a little bit. You know, but even if it does or it doesn't, I still think that, you know, there's something there. You can't just ignore a Sasquatch. That is next level thinking right there. So anyway, guys, like I said, I had posted this in the forums on Subsistence. my little list. So if you've seen this video and you haven't been over to the forums, you should go over to the forums, add your version of the list. What do you think would be good animals for the game? Do you agree with me? Do you have better suggestions? Do you have other ideas that like go with my list? Do you have another suggestion for the deer or for the snake that I didn't think of? What are your thoughts? That is what I'd like to know. So either reply here in the comment section or hop on over to the forum page and add your 2 cents over there. Because I do value everybody's opinion. And, it gives Cold Game some ideas. Let's help him out with some stuff. I mean, I'm sure he has a ton of ideas, but he does listen to his fan base. So the more reaction we can get out of something like this, the better. For him, at least he knows what we're wanting. So, let's help him out and keep ourselves entertained at the same time by having these little discussions. I like having these little discussions with y'all. It's awesome. It is really awesome, guys. I do enjoy it. Yes, I do. Okay, got those filled. Let's go ahead and eat these two. That ought to fill my veggie meter back up. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you think, because I want to know. I want to know if I did a good job on the list, if I should have done something differently. Let me know, guys. Let me know. Let's see, where are we at? Oh, I was carrying all that stuff around with me. That would have been bad if I died. Yep, would have been bad. I can never remember which chest is what. Oh, one more point before I forget. The doors. I always leave my door open. Raccoon walking in, stealing my stuff. Why? Because I left my door open. That would make doors more important, more valuable, more something. Yeah. Yeah, I had to throw that in there. I had just thought of it. And yeah, it seemed like a good idea. Make it to where you have to do stuff. Make it to where you need several doors. You have extra storage spaces. You have a storage room designated. It adds to the game for stuff like that. But anyway, guys, I got a little bit off track and went back. Had to recover the raccoons. Really think the raccoons would be a cool feature. Raccoons, the squatch. Oh, yeah. Yep, those two would be special animals that I would be tickled pink to see those in the game with those abilities. That would just be straight up awesome. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I do hope everybody has enjoyed it. If you have, guys, be sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It's an awesome way for you to show your support to me, to the channel, to the video, and to the game itself, guys. And as always, feel free to share the video on any social media you're using. And guys, just like to take a moment to thank each and every one of y'all for all of your wonderful, awesome support, all the comments, all the likes, all the subscribers, and all the videos shared, guys. It is awesome. I do appreciate it. And with that being said, until next time, survivors, keep on surviving.